Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. Y'all remember when I said Drake is mad that he can't participate in the battles and stuff? And he's sitting back looking like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have sued. Not only that, he's sitting back looking like, damn, this gonna mess my lawsuit up. Yeah. Hey, look, y'all know who it is. Y'all know when Jalopy Bunkers gets surgical. It's about to get surgical. Check it out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. But before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all go please pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset. The link will be in the description for purchase. I appreciate y'all. Y'all think I could get 1,000 likes? That's too much to ask. Let me get 1,000. Come on, let me get another 1,000, y'all. Let me get another 1,000. Wow. Let me get another 1,000 likes, y'all. Come on. Look out for me. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me, okay? But this is much bigger than a rap battle between Joey, between Rayvon, Daylight, everybody that's got involved. What's really happening right now is you are seeing what it looks like when people who are from the culture, familiar with the culture, and respect the culture, respect the process, go through rap battles. It's happening in real time. And what makes this crazy is Drake is currently suing. He is currently suing for the same thing that is happening right in front of our eyes, y'all. What makes it even worse is something happened recently that a lot of people are not talking about so far.
Uh-oh. Hey, look, you know when he leave you with that, when he put that on the table like that, and there's something ain't nobody talking about. Boop. You know he about to cook. Check it out.
Let's talk about it. 4 scholars filed the amicus brief against Drake's UMG lawsuit as hip-hop lyrics of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us aren't factual representation. Now, before we get into breaking this down, let's look at what an amicus brief is. An amicus brief is a legal document submitted by a person or organization not directly involved in a case, but who has a significant interest in the outcome of that case, to offer the court additional information or perspectives. These briefs are used to influence the court's decision by highlighting the broader implications.
Oh, so these are the scholars. Remember we was reacting to Rapperholics. These are the scholars right here, y'all. These are the ones that's going to pinpoint why Drake is bugging. He's tripping. They're going to get into fine detail with a fine-tooth comb. Check it out.
Implications or providing expert knowledge. In other words, somebody who has nothing to do with this case is heavily invested in what's going on because they believe that something big could happen if this case goes one or the other way. And because of that, they are here to provide expert knowledge so everybody gets the ins and outs of what this situation implies before they come to a decision on what's going to happen in the court. So in the court filing dated May 14th, obtained by All Hip Hop, the group of scholars, including Karis Krubin, Jack Lerner, Adam Dunbar, and Kyle Winnan, filed the motion. They warned the court that Drake's lawsuit against UMG could have radical undertones and repercussions. And this is one of the things they said. Drake's defamation claim rests on the assumption that every word of Not Like Us should be taken literally as a factual representation. This assumption is not just faulty, it is dangerous. So in other words,
it's very dangerous because if you put that accusation out, if you somehow make that stick, it has to then apply to everything in the past, present, and future. It's gonna have to apply. Everything you say is real. Oh, okay. That means it's gonna apply to every single battle from now on. And we ain't having that.
Words, these 4 scholars are going in this courtroom and saying, let us teach you about rap battles. So you have all of the information you need before you end up making a decision from not understanding what's really going on. And they're basically going to try to teach them the world of battle rap, which is a world that...
And they cooked them. They cooked. If you wasn't here for the Rapperholics reaction, here you go, right here. This another one.
Exist on its own and separately from a common person-to-person interaction. They argue that Drizzy's lawsuit requires the court take the lyrics of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us at face value or literally, which invites prejudice in the legal system. So let's say Drake were to somehow win this case. If they find a way, right, to take these lyrics literally, they're going to be able to take lyrics literally in any other rap song. And that means people could probably sue for songs that came out a long time ago.
I told you, from the past, present, and future, ain't nobody going to be able to talk about nobody. And that, like, come on, man. You going to sit up there and listen to a song that's talking about sand and water? I don't want to hear that. Talking about sandwiches and stuff like that. Nah, I want to hear what happened over there. I want to hear what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Were to win this case. They further noted that diss tracks are common in the hip hop world and are known for being exaggerated. They should not be taken literally in the court of law. I ain't gonna lie, these niggas cooking. Who are these scholars?
They cooking.
These niggas cooking. They even go on to explain battle rap itself. They are hyperbolic forms of creative expression consistent with the unique artistic practices and normative conventions of the genre. Rap diss tracks are understood by audiences not to represent factual assertions about the opposing artist, but rather to demonstrate skill and dominance meant to build allegiance and win competitions through clever wordplay, hyperbole, bluster, and demonstrations of disrespect.
And we looked up that word hyperbole. It means to exaggerate something. Remember, he kept mentioning hyperbole, the video we reacted to yesterday, right? It means to exaggerate something.
Now imagine if you had no idea this is how battles go down. You see what I'm saying? You would probably be looking at this case and be like, I mean, he did call him a PDF, so boom, boom. But these guys are providing the context necessary for people to understand what's really going on. The group of scholars also raised the question of freedom of speech. They argue that treating rap lyrics in the literal sense threatens First Amendment speech protections. When rap lyrics are admitted, it's because they are treated as literal. This in turn opens the door to racial bias and stereotypes into the courtroom, as empirical studies have demonstrated. So once again,
and this is why he kept intervening in the video. Well, interrupting the video with the Drake clip saying, I study rap battles for a living. Drake kept saying that. I study rap battles for a living. Oh, you study rap battles. So now we got to pull up the footage with him at the Smack events. He at the King of the Dot events. Yep. So he know what he's doing. So now when somebody rap, he just lost all 360 degrees. He's lost. He lost. He lost and he's lost.
Again, like in the past, every time hip hop lyrics have been provided to the court to sue, that means in order for it to be effective, they have to be taken as literal. And in reality, how many lyrics in hip hop are not taken as literal? If you are from this and you listen to this and you grew up listening to hip hop, you know everybody's lyrics aren't literal. So just to remind everybody, right? Drake is suing because he feels like UMG had something to do with botting, boom, boom. That was dropped. Now he's sticking to the defamation. And in order for him to land that, the court would have to take the lyrics literally. Now let's get to the meat and the potatoes of this video. How this battle is actually ruining that case. When we looked at the Joey Badass and Daylight, let's highlight this whole situation. A lot of crazy things have been said between these two individuals. Daylight has accused Joey Badass of getting by P. Diddy in pools and all types of stuff. Even goes on to say that he paid 2 Bitcoin to get the tape of what happened to Joey Badass. Joey then responds by saying, yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I saw Top there. You see what I'm saying? You don't see Top getting on Twitter and none of this stuff. This is a battle. Daylight even went on to say that he was going to eat Joey Badass' child and unalive his pregnant baby mother, bro. In reality, if you watch battle rap, that's not some of the craziest stuff you've heard. But the fact that Joey Badass,
Mr. I study battle raps for a living,
isn't suing. The fact that Daylight isn't suing. The fact that neither of them are complaining about their careers or the reputation being destroyed goes to show you that this is a common practice within the community. Even the fans are just getting on here and enjoying the bars, enjoying the lyrics. They hear this on one side, hear it on that side, and you feel me?
We having fun over here. We having fun. We having healthy hip hop conversations and all that. This dude trying to ruin us, man.
We're just enjoying the content. Same thing with Rayvon and Joey Badass. Rayvon been saying that Joey Badass was on a casting couch for P. Diddy to get his acting career started, bro. Joey Badass ain't suing. Joey Badass ain't doing none of that. Joey Badass just came back and flipped the narrative on him. That's all they doing because that's what you do in battle rap. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you look at it from that perspective, when you see the way these battles have played out, you can imagine how Drake could have just played this battle. Drake could have, instead of crying about what Kendrick Lamar was saying, he could have just responded, doubling down on his allegations against Kendrick. He could have doubled down and dropped his own banger. Kendrick dropped a banger about you being a PD.
He lacked big ideas. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And his ghostwriters, they know how to write, but they don't know how to hip hop. They don't know how to angle it out. They just know how to stay on one track. They probably put their little rhymes in Chat GPT or something like that. Chat GPT spit them a one syllable joint, one pattern joint. You know what I'm saying? And that's not gonna win. You actually need to think it out. You can't, that ain't gonna work, boy.
PDF. Drake could have dropped a banger about him being a wife beater. That's what he could have done. Yeah. But since he doesn't understand how this works, he took it to the next level. And there might be some truth to what Kendrick Lamar was saying. You already know. We won't even got to get into all that. You saying this is kind of different. I'm just be real. But you see what I'm saying? This shows that you can have a rap battle all across the world. Everybody hears it, boom, boom, boom. And they understand that these guys are having lyrical warfare that is infused with hyperbole, etc. And the very fact that nobody is suing, the very fact that nobody's gone out of the way to say that reputation's been damaged, the very fact that people aren't losing money, aren't losing opportunities, etc., goes to show you that in the court of law, this case holds no weight. It holds no weight. From the very fact that these battles are taking place, there's probably a diss track dropping right now as I'm recording this video. And I promise you, nobody's gonna be suing, nobody's gonna be crying. Everybody just gonna keep rapping. Sometimes I wonder if this could have been the play. Because when you really think about it, if this was the play, all they're doing by making this play is protecting hip hop and boosting their own standings and creating hype for their own projects. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I got so much respect for Joey Badass, Rayvon, Daylight, even CJ Fly, even though he dropped a garbage track. Everybody involved is rapping. Everybody involved is capitalizing. Everybody involved is putting their skills to the test and walking away from the.
And shout out to them for allowing us to react to it and not even claiming it, bro. They let us eat off of that, bro. That's hip hop. And Daylight, he expounded on that as well. He said, yeah, I know the reactors, they gonna react to it. He was like, yo, and that's how Wall Street worked. Everybody got to eat. Everybody was eating, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop, bro. Stop.
In a fucking battle, bro. All this other stuff that Drake was doing, it's proof that these battles can go this way. And I wouldn't be surprised if this situation is going to be used in that court of law. Like hey, you see, look at Joey Badass and what Rayvon and all these guys are doing. All the things they're saying, and they seem to understand what we're talking about. And that's why those guys filing that amicus brief is extremely important, because them pulling up to provide the context, they can end up using this situation as even further evidence. You don't see Joey Badass in the courtroom, Rayvon in the courtroom, Daylight in the courtroom, Hitta in the courtroom, AZ Chike in the courtroom. You don't see none of these guys in the courtroom because they understand what it means to battle and what the implications truly are. Who's better?
They from that. They ain't gonna go. Come on, they ain't gonna go against that. They got too much. That's their baby right there. Hip hop is our baby. That's something that we got. That belongs to us. We not gonna sit up there and destroy that.
Who's nicer? Who can win the public opinion by being nicer and doing what they're doing? And that's all this is, and that's all it ever was. Drake's case is fried. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new. Especially if you.
He destroyed that breakdown. But bruh, Drake's case is going to fold like a piece of paper, boy. Word is bond. Y'all see that Daylight joint, that last joint, the end, I still got to react to it. I was out today, doing normal human being stuff. But yeah, that was fire. He gave shout outs to No Life Shaq and Screwface. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is what we need, man. We don't need this guy up in here. He need to go somewhere. He had He had messed up motives. He had the wrong agenda in the first place when he first stepped foot on the scene, bro. When he first stepped foot on the scene. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all go please tap in with Jalopy Bungus, man. He amazing breakdown guy, man. Amazing research guy. Him, DeVille, they do their thing, bro. Please tap in with those guys, man. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.